You like this kind of fighting, huh?
Yeah,
You want to see some real fighting, you can see me fight at the Kumite.
I'm here too for the Kumite.
Aren't you a little young for full contact?
Aren't you a little old for video games?
Stick around.
Hey, what's up guys? Sam here, Contagious Collection, back with another video. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the game room. Back with another one, very excited for this video. Today's topic of discussion is going to be, I'm going to be talking about a whole bunch of PlayStation related games. PS2 imports, PS2 games that we got in the States, some PSP games, 20 plus games. I'm going to get right to it. You still know the drill. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink and snacks, and here we go. Hope you guys enjoy the content. First off, I'm going to start off with Daxter on the PSP. Amazing game. They actually gave Daxter his own game that he plays as the main protagonist in this. If you guys are a fan of, like, you know, Jak and Daxter game, hence Daxter in that title in the Jak and Daxter games, they actually gave him his own game, and it's a very fun action platformer, 3D. He has like this fly swatter type of thing where you go after like different type of enemies. Very fun, very interesting game. If you guys are into like action platformer style games, I highly recommend this. Definitely pick this up. Daxter for the PSP. Next one, this game I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite games on the PSP, and that is Gurumin. Gurumin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. A Monstrous Adventure. It plays more like a beat 'em up, but it's more of a action RPG style game where you level up and stuff like that, and you go to like different levels and worlds and I haven't played it too much, but it's a very fun game. I love the graphics, the gameplay, and everything. That's what it's all about. So another one I really recommend. If you guys don't have this, definitely pick this up. Throw this in your collection. If you like beat 'em up style games, action RPGs, this definitely belongs in your collection. And just a quick thing, it just says simply too good a gaming experience to pass up. A truly standout title. Experience a brilliantly diabolical dungeons, traps, puzzles, and fantastic boss encounters in an epic 3D action RPG from the creators of the E series. Wow, I didn't even know that till just now. That's interesting. And it's actually Mastiff as well. Mastiff, this company, publisher, developer, whatever they are, they make really good games. And I believe I recently picked up Space Raiders for the GameCube, and Mastiff again. I see that dog, or it's like a bulldog with a crown on top. That's their like logo of the company, which is really cool. So that automatically came to mind. And yeah, man, I didn't even know that. That's really awesome. That this is actually the creators of Ys, as it says. Master RPG maker Nihon Falcom. Oh, it's also Falcom in there. Okay, wow. Falcom, they make some pretty good stuff too, man. So that absolutely makes sense. I mean, what more do you want in a game? Awesome game. Definitely must have, must play. Another favorite of mine, Guilty Gear Judgment. And this thing is two games packed into one. So you have a side-scrolling, badass, beautiful graphics, amazing gameplay. One is a beat 'em up, and one is actually a fighter. So you get two games in one. And as far as I remember, it's not that expensive of a game, and not that it should matter. I mean, I know nowadays people always love to talk about the prices and stuff like that, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up before it does skyrocket, and all these games, that's what they're pretty much doing. Definitely pick this up, guys. If you guys like beat 'em up games, I mean, another thing, like, what more can you want? It's a beat 'em up game and an action 2D fighting Street Fighter style game. If you guys haven't heard of Guilty Gear, and yeah, man, it's just a fantastic game. Beautiful, beautiful graphics, super fun. Another one I highly recommend. I highly recommend these a lot, all of them. I mean, I might be saying that a lot, but it is what it is. Anyway, next one, and I believe this one is still stuck on a PSP. It's a PSP exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep. I mean, again, what more can you ask for? Final Fantasy characters mixed with Disney, good old action RPG. You get, the level up system. You get all kinds of different really cool keychain based swords. Man, Kingdom Hearts, I mean, just a masterpiece of a series. I love these games. And from time to time, I still play part one and two, even on the PS2 still. So they're really fun. This one, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, Capcom goodness, man. This could be my favorite Ghosts and Goblins game. It's just something about it, just polished to perfection. Very cool. I think there's like new weapons you could get and upgrades and like that, where you could get like different type of weapons and that enemies come across, and you get to shoot and kill enemies with. Great game, amazing graphics, fantastic graphics. I should say fantastic graphics, but hey, it is what it is. All right, next one. I'm gonna get into the imports now. PS2 stuff. You guys like Bomberman? Hey, here's one of the great reasons to get a Japanese PS2 console. And there's so many great games that no language barrier or anything like that. Pop it in, easy to play. You like Bomberman? Here's the next best thing: Bomberman Kart. It kind of plays like a Mario Kart type of game, but with Bomberman characters. But a very fun racer. Again, Adventure Island. If you guys like action platformers, here's PS2's version, which again this was uh, is a Japanese import. Super fun game again. You go from point A to point B, fight boss battles and stuff like that, and pick up all kind of fruits. So it's kind of like a system where they made it's really interesting that you have to get those certain fruits, unless, otherwise your life bar kind of drops down. Pretty cool graphics, fun gameplay. This one, I believe this plays kind of like an action RPG, more of a hack and slash, more of an action game. It's a Konami title, and that is Oz. This might have came out in the PAL territory. I'm not entirely sure, but oh my god, this game is bananas in the greatest way. It is so much fun, amazing gameplay, just hack and slash, and so many enemies on the screen. It just super fun. Next one, I believe this one is based on a manga or an anime or something like that. I remember seeing videos on this, and I had been looking out for it for a while, and I got it not too long ago, as far as I remember. And yeah, it's another very cool action adventure style game. And again, it's based on like anime or manga or whatever it is, and that is Steam Boy. So yeah, just always looking out for these really cool titles that a lot of people might not even hear about. I had heard about Steam Boy before. I've never watched the anime or anything like that, or manga. Again, I'm not sure the exact terminology for it, but soon as I saw the gameplay footage on this, guys, and super happy and blessed to have a Japanese PS2. And as soon as I saw this, I couldn't get this quick enough. So yeah, Steam Boy for the PS2. Well, the import. Another really cool fighter game, like a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat style, where it's one enemy against the other. And that is Melty Blood Act Cadenza. And as far as I remember, even looking on the back of this, it's mostly female characters on the roster, but a super fun game. I played it quite a bit. Again, no language barrier. I mean, you're not going to know what's going on as far as like if there's cutscenes or like the dialogue in the game, but super fun game. There's also a part two, which is kind of pricey, but hopefully, if I see a good deal on it, I'll definitely pick it up. But I remember picking this game up for like $10 or less for free shipping like a few years ago. Uh, yeah, really awesome game. Again, majority, I think it's all female characters. There might be one or two male characters, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah, Melty Blood, Act Cadenza. Next one, another superb fighter game versus fighting. I guess that's the correct way to say it. But I also call them fighters. Um, I actually didn't notice it, or I might had, but okay, this is a Capcom title, and you guys know if you follow my channel, man, I'm a big Capcom guy. Love the Capcom uh, development team, the whatever they do, everything they do with like Resident Evil to Street Fighter, and so many other series that are like that I'll be talking about soon enough that are no longer around, and I hope they bring it back. But anyway, this is a fighting game, and that is Fate Unlimited Codes. Another very highly polished, super beautiful game. Uh, can't say anything more enough, man. It's just a really, really fun, great fighting game. This one might be my favorite fighting game so far as like the imports go, and I believe this is called uh, Basara. Hold on. Oh, Basara Cross. Yeah, Basara Cross. I believe that's what it's called because there's an X, but the X stands for cross or Basara X Cross. But man, this game is off the hinges in the greatest way. Love the animation, the gameplay again, super fun, very interesting characters. Highly recommend this one as well. If you guys have a Japanese PS2, definitely pick this up if you're into fighters. Basara Cross, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, or Basara X Cross. All right, now into the rest of the games are going to be games that we got in the states out here that I'm going to be talking about briefly. And next game I'm going to be talking about is a Konami title. This is one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about again as well, guys. Just something about it, and I like to shed the light on these certain games that a lot of people might not know about. Then again, you might have heard about it, but I just don't hear enough about these certain titles, and that is Nano Breaker, man. Another very fun action hack and slash type game where you play as this character and he holds like this plasma type sword. And the enemies are very interesting where you fight these like mechanic robots. And when you're beating them up and fighting them, as you can see, it is a mature rating on it. So instead of like blood spilling or splashing or whatever, it's actually like robot it's actually like oil splashing out because they are robots. So I'd never seen or don't see too many games like that. Nano Breaker, really fun game. I mean, Konami title, Konami, they did their thing back in the days, man. Especially the old titles. I mean, like with, of course, Castlevania and Contra and so many other great, you know, amazing games. Next one I'm going to be recommending is I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this. This is an anthology game, and there's actually 6 games in one, which I think you get your money's worth. This game I don't know exactly how much it goes for, but it's not that pricey up there. But even if let's say if it's like a $15 or $20 game, if you're gonna get it online or wherever or in a game store, it's definitely worth it because there's actually 6 games in one. So this is Samurai Showdown Anthology, and I forget this character's name, but this guy right here with the sword, that's my go-to guy. Just something about it. I would always even use him going to like arcades and stuff like that. And as a kid, I remember I would always pick that guy. And I just his name doesn't come to mind right now, but that's my go-to main guy right there. My main character that I use in these games. And yeah, man, just good old hack and slash fighting style games. Again, it's a versus style, beautiful graphics, must play. Again, it's 6 games in one. It's definitely worth it. Another fighting series that is really uh, amazing. That's just so good. Everything about it. Again, I'm gonna be saying the graphics are great, the gameplay is great. It is what it is. Guilty Gear X2, phenomenal fighting game, really great music. Again, bizarre and interesting characters, really good stuff. Now, these two games, man, I wish, again, this is where I'm going to get into the Capcom stuff where, like, Capcom pretty much slept on this title. I wish they bring this series back. This is one of my favorite games on the PS2. And the first one, especially for a while, I remember playing it for the first time when I first started collecting. I couldn't put this game down. Like, it is so good. It's basically PS2's take on like Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts, that type of game. Tough as nails, but super fun to play. And that is Maximo Ghosts to Glory and Maximo versus Army of Zin. Uh, I've talked about these games a lot before, but man, these are amazing titles, super fun, very cartoony graphics, but really great games. Really, really fun stuff right there. Another a series that I would say Capcom slept on it. I had heard rumors, I don't know if it was true or not, that supposedly they were gonna bring a remake of a title or they were gonna make a new game of it. I don't know. I wish they do, but I don't think that was on point. Then again, I'm not exactly sure on it, but man, the Onimusha titles 1, 2, and 3. I have played all three of them. I have beat all of them. These games, fun fact, they were supposed to be Resident Evil titles. They were supposed to be Resident Evil games, and I heard about it and watched videos about it, and a few people talking about these games, saying that they were originally supposed to be uh, Resident Evil games, but they turned it out, and it came out to be like more of again, it plays very similar to Resident Evil. The camera angles, the way it pulls back, way it zooms back in, even the weaponing system where it's kind of similar to that, but not really. And you collect like souls and power ups and stuff like that. You're fighting these like monsters and different type of demons instead of like zombies. And yeah, the first one is Onimusha Warlords. The second game is Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. And I believe that each, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, each character switches up in different games. And Onimusha 3 Demon Siege. And this one is with the actor. I forgot this actor's name, but he's a French actor, I believe, from what I remember. But his name I totally forgot. Really good actor too. So they actually put him in this game. And in this one, in part three, you actually get to play as that character as well as the actor. Um, and I think a different character as well, where it kind of feels like a Resident Evil game for a little while. I think it switches to a female character from what I remember, and she has a gun, and it feels like kind of like you're playing like a Resident Evil game, which is cool. And I like how they do that, where certain Resident Evil games have that, where you might switch up to like different characters, and it freshens things up. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, man, the Onimusha series, part one, part two, and part three. Another fun fact: the Xbox original actually had Onimusha Genma or Genma Onimusha, where they put like more enhanced graphics and stuff like that, and they added like few things. So that's pretty cool. Just to let you guys know on that. More Capcom goodness. A few more. Next one is Legend of K, another absolute favorite of mine, where you play as this kind of like a martial arts samurai ninja type of cat, and you're fighting these really the enemies are basically different animals. It could be like rats or apes and stuff like that. As you can see, it's like a King Kong or like an ape type character right there, or a gorilla. And super fun game, man. This has been imported, I think, to the Wii U. It might be on different platforms, but I know it was uh, ported over to the Wii U as like an anniversary type thing. I don't know if it's on different platforms or not, but yeah, super fun action, beat 'em up kind of action adventure game. Really fun game. Next two, again, as far as this goes, I think this series is pretty much dead too. I don't know why, like, they don't push newer stuff. I don't think there's another Legend of K game, and I wish they came out with more of these. That would have been really cool. Same with these, man. Beautiful Joe 1 and 2. Really cool, kind of like side-scrolling 2D action beat 'em up style game where he plays this regular guy Joe, and it kind of plays like the graphics. I want to say it's like a comic book style come to life. So it's like kind of like controlling a comic book. I don't know if that's making any sense, but like playing a comic book video game basically. So here's part one and here's part two, and really fun games. It gets really challenging, but they're really fun. And again, you play as this regular character right there, the guy with the hat backwards, and he has like this kind of uh, ability where he transforms and kind of like a superhero type, and he turns into that dude right there, and that suit kind of looking like a Power Ranger or whatever that is exactly. I don't know, but super fun games, man. Very great stuff. Another series that just, I don't know what PlayStation is thinking. I hope they come up with part three. I don't know. Again, there was rumors that they might have came out with a new one, which that would be great. But these are amazing, phenomenal. I can't say enough good words about it. One of my favorite RPG games in my collection, and that is Dark Cloud 1 and Dark Cloud 2. Super fun games, kind of like, uh, I want to say it kind of plays like, not really like Zelda, but kind of, because you go into like these dungeons and you're fighting these different uh type of enemies and stuff like that, and you get different characters that come along the way, and especially part one I've played heavily, and the cool thing is, um I don't know if Breath of the Wild got their idea on this, because in Breath of the Wild we're playing like, as Link, obviously, and your weapons, they end up like breaking after a while, like your swords or whatever type of weapon they use. This game actually has that system in there, but there are certain things that you could get. You could power up your weapons. You could also run out of like, if you get like really thirsty, you have to go to an area where you have to like drink water, or you could get like, if you get uh, hungry, you have to eat food. So it's very interesting the way they made these games. Part two, I have played not too much, and I think I got stuck on it maybe halfway or a little less than half of playing the game. But yeah, super fun, just amazing action RPG games. Part two, I think it was more polished as far as like the gameplay went and the graphics, and it was like enhanced like really nicely. But yeah, man, Dark Cloud 1, Dark Cloud 2, great stuff right there. And that is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a Samtastic day. Sammy Zowdy, take care.
I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.